T.A.T.u.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Raging Fury 555, and after a quarter of a year, we're finally back in Clash Royale. Good to be back. I don't know, the game was getting kind of stale, so I wasn't posting it much. But the Crown Championship finals came out, so I was like, oh, I'll jump in, and I got 20 wins after playing it for like freaking 30 times, but I eventually got it. I used my Golem triple musketeer deck. Pretty amazing. I'll share some replays. If you didn't know, as like the challenge goes on, it gets way more sweaty. So like as the challenge progresses, so like the first day, like the player pool is really big, so it's not too hard to win it. But I wasn't using my Golem deck. I was using some graveyard deck, and I wasn't very used to it, so I wasn't getting 20 wins. I got like 17 wins. And by the time I realized what I was doing wrong, it was already day 2. And day 2, the player pool like shrank a ton, so it was way harder to get 20 wins. And yeah, so I went back to my Golem deck. Golem deck, I've been using this deck for over half a year. It's basically all I know. So I went back to it, and I realized it works really well. It can hard counter all of the popular triple musketeer decks because like it will just soak up, your Golem will soak up the triple musketeer damage. Before we hop into like how to use triple musketeer Golem, I wanted to talk about some brief tips about the 21 challenge itself. So if you didn't know, a lot of games have a hidden MMR system in their matchmaking, such as Halo, Call of Duty, etc. And Clash Royale hasn't said it, but I'm like 99% sure Clash Royale has a hidden MMR system. And it's all speculation, of course, but after doing like a lot of testing, I'm 99% sure it has a hidden MMR system. So I want to explain some like brief highlights of this MMR system. So number 1, your first try will be the best try. So like your first try, you will get the best matches basically and the most fair matches. And if you keep playing repetitive or if you keep re-entering into the challenge, you will eventually play harder people and you will play more hard counters. So for example, after I played the challenge 5 times, I was like, oh my god, I keep getting hard countered. And then I play my triple musketeer deck, I keep getting hard countered. And literally 3 times in a row, I played Executioner, Knight, Fireball, Lightning. It was some crazy Executioner, Fireball, Tornado combo. I played 3 times in a row, and I didn't win a single match. And I don't see how it could be a coincidence. I mean, I can't see how it could be a coincidence. But, so I want to talk about how you can stop from getting hard counter because it is super annoying. And basically how to lower your MMR is to basically don't play the match or the challenge. So maybe take a break for like 3 hours. What I would recommend is take a break for maybe 12 hours and you'll lower your MMR and you won't get hard counter as much. And yeah. Okay, tip number 2 for the MMR system, you want to play your matches. Don't play like 20 in a row because I realized you would get hard counter more, and I would suggest playing maybe like 5 matches and then stopping, taking a break, get a snack, play 5 more matches. And it also makes you more at ease too, and you don't get hard counter as much. I mean, it's all speculation, okay? You don't have to believe a word that I'm saying, but it's all speculation. But I think I'm pretty sure is how it works. So don't play repetitive matches over and over again. And last tip, you might want to use VULKan's deck for the first 5 battles. And the reason is so the first like 10 or 5 to 10 matches, you'll find a lot of spell heavy decks. And this deck is not good against like a 3 spell deck. So you might want to play a graveyard deck at first, then hop into this deck, because this deck counters all of the really meta decks. So I mean, it counters Triple Musketeer Miner, it counters Mega Knight Hog Rider, it counters every deck almost. It even beats out Bait pretty well. But yeah, now let's hop into the deck now. So as you can see, I'm playing a giant Musketeer Skeleton Army deck. So I made one really crucial mistake in this battle. So I saw Giant, I saw Minion Horde, I saw Musketeer, and I was like, oh, he's playing double Minion Horde deck. So he doesn't have a Fireball, and I placed down my triple Musketeers all in one lane, which absolutely screwed me because he had a Rocket. And what I've learned from that is never assume what your opponent is playing. So I should have split my Muskies, but I was a little bit too greedy and I lost all my Muskies, which was really depressing. But yeah, so don't assume what deck your teammate is playing. As you can see here, I am losing, but this deck is really good at getting comebacks. When I was going, I was at 15 and 2, and I somehow made it to 20 and 2. And 4 of those games, I came from behind. So yeah, if you play your triple Musketeers and your Golem correctly, you can double lane push. So like maybe one side you will have a Musketeer and a Battle Ram, and your other side you will have double Musketeer and your Golem. And it's such an OP combo because your opponent can't multitask. It's really hard for your opponent to multitask. So double lane pushing is really strong, and when you have pumps down, you can just keep placing troops over and over again in the left lane and the right lane, and it will get your enemy like really pissed off. He won't know what to do, and it'll just make him really, really angry. So yeah, right here, as you can see, I'm just playing defensive Muskies. I'm not going to place it right in the corner or the middle of his side because in these like top level gameplays, it's just too risky because he can place a counter, like a giant, right when you place your Muskies, and it's GG, well played, now you lost. So I would avoid trying to put your triple Muskies into the center. So I just took a save and I just went for his King Tower. And yeah, we're gonna hop into another replay. We'll hop into this deck. I played against a Mortar deck, really popular Mortar Minion Horde deck. Yet again, VULKan uses this Minion Horde deck. Shout out to him. But yeah, and the Graveyard deck I was talking about earlier, VULKan made it too. So go hop onto VULKan's channel, and he has a whole tutorial on the Graveyard deck. Really good deck, but I feel like the first day of the challenge, it was so much easier to win using that deck, and now everybody's using it. So it's not as effective. It doesn't surprise their opponent. So as I said, use it for like the first 5 battles, and then once you're 5-0, go use the Golem triple Muskie deck once all of those really spell heavy decks are gone. So right here, I know he has Mortar. I can already tell by his stuff if he didn't play it already. I haven't been paying attention, but you always want to play defensively at first, because your deck is too expensive for a single elixir. So basically your goal is to defend till 1 minute remaining, and once you hit 1 minute remaining, you have like a surplus of elixir. You can just keep spamming your triple Musketeers and Golems and Battle Rams and Minion Hordes, and you will just eventually overwhelm your opponent, which is really solid. And right here, see, I'm just playing defense. You know, I'm placing my Goblins. I'm just testing him out, testing out the waters. I'm not just going to dive into the waters. I'm going to test it out first before I go right in. So so here I'm just defending, and while I'm defending right here, I just wanted to talk about a brief deck, which is really hard. It kind of hard counters this deck. It depends. But the Mega Knight Hog Rider deck is actually really powerful. And it's not that it hard counters you, but if you just make one mistake and you let that Mega Knight get a ton of value in your triple Musketeers, it is GG. So it's really important, if you see the Mega Knight deck, to recognize it immediately. So if you see like an ice golem and like poison and a knight, is it a knight? I can't even remember, but the Mega Knight Hog Rider decks all have like 7 cards in common, so you can tell really easily if it is or it is not the Mega Knight deck. So I would suggest you guys to check it out and make sure you know your opponent, what your opponent is playing, by being able to predict from seeing what cards he's playing. So it'll really help you not to let him get a lot of value in your Triple Musketeers, because your goal is basically to use Golem Battle Ram to bait out his Mega Knight, and then after use your Triple Musketeers to just lay waste onto his Mega Knight. So right here, as you can see, I'm placing a defensive Golem. I'm not going onto the offensive. I don't want to get too hasty here. I want to be slow. I don't want to go all in and get myself killed. I want to be as safe as possible, and it might take me 2 minutes to win, but I don't really care here. I just want to get a victory. And as you can see here, by placing that Golem in the middle of my board, I was able to build a slow push and just overwhelm him, because he doesn't have any real counters against my really tanky deck. So we'll hop into one more replay. Yeah, let's hop into a bait deck, because there was one. I was playing one challenge when I lost at 17 wins one time when I was playing the graveyard deck. I played the bait deck 6 times for like my 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, all of those battles I had to play against bait. So really common. All my teammates from Royale are using it, and I'm the only one using this Triple Musketeer deck. So it actually really surprises your opponent. People don't really expect it. Like if you play Triple Musketeers, they're going to expect you to have like a Ice Golem or a Miner. They're not going to expect you to have a Golem. So when you place that Golem, it really surprises your teammate and it catches him off guard, which allows you to win the battle. So right here, just like I said earlier, you just want to play it safe until 1 minute remaining. You don't want to get too hasty. And if the bait player is really good, you're not going to win against him. But what I mean by good is like Surgical Goblin good, which is you're not going to face him much, even in the 20-win challenge. So basically, you're going to just have to rely on him making a mistake. There's no other real way, because I remember I was playing earlier against a really solid player. He was, I'm pretty sure he was an Ultimate Champion, and he played flawlessly using bait, and I had no chance. He just kept hard countering me, and eventually he just overwhelmed me. So basically, you want to wait for your opponent to make a mistake. You just going to want to hope for your opponent to make a mistake, and usually your opponent does slip up sooner or later. And okay. So I know he is playing the Tesla version, but I just want to let you guys know, if he's playing the Inferno Tower version, in order to distract his Inferno Tower, because you don't have a Zap in this deck, you're going to want to place your minion horde at the river, like the middle of the river, so it draws the attention of the Inferno Tower, and henceforth it leaves your Golem alive. Which, once a Golem arrives to the tower of a bait player, is basically GG. He can't really stop it, and you're going to get a ton of damage off of him. So here, as you can see, I'm just slowly trying to overwhelm him. I might pump here, I might not. I should have pumped here, actually. I don't know why I didn't. I'm pretty sure maybe I thought he had more elixir, but in reality, he didn't have much elixir, so I should have pumped and then get a victory in overtime. So right here, he is pressuring me really well, and he is playing really well. He's using his princess, getting a lot of chip value. My Golem is just getting destroyed by his princess, and right here is just me trying to slowly overwhelm him and waiting for a mistake. You just got to rely and try and get that mistake out of him. So I can't remember if I actually won this battle. If you're playing well and you're placing your Triple Musketeers strategically and not letting it get rocketed, like get all 3 of your Musketeers rocketed, you basically have a good chance of winning this matchup. Maybe like a 60% chance, if not more, if you're really pro at this deck. This deck is really easy to get good at, but it's really hard to master it. I feel like it took me about a quarter of a year to master it. I mean, hundreds of battles for me to master it, to learn every kink of this deck. So yeah, really solid deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did beat that bait player. I don't know why I cut out some of the footage. Part of it got corrupted. I don't really want to do all of the footage. So yeah, really solid against all archetypes. Just play really carefully, don't overcommit, and wait till that 1 minute mark to really make that really huge pushes on the left and the right lane and overtake your opponent. And yeah, so if you want more replays, I did make a video on this deck in August for the 21 challenge, and I did more tips and tricks in that video. So if you want to go check it out, please go check it out. Really fun video. And yeah, really good deck, really surprises your opponent. If you want to join my clan, I'll be happy to share you more replays. And yeah, so only one more day remaining. Good luck to all of you guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. Don't get too frustrated over this. It's just a game. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. You know, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.